I bought my S2000 needing a lot of restoration, particularly on the body. Bumpers, fenders, doors, the interior. But the most daunting aspect of all this was the quarter panels. They've been cut previously to house a larger wheel and tire, and it won't be as easy as unbolting the cut ones and replacing them. Much more drastic action must be taken.
And it was easy as that. 1, 2, 3, got the rear quarter panel off. We thought it would only take a couple of hours to pull this quarter panel off, but in fact, it took us practically all day.
It took us almost 6 hours, I would say, to pull one of these quarter panels off of the S2000. I think doing the next one, we'll be able to do it in probably half the time because now we know where all the little spot welds are. Luckily, we already have this unboxed OEM, completely fresh quarter panel.
It looks very good. It fits in very nice now. There was a couple more that we kind of missed, but yeah. Yeah, that already looks 10 times better.
It does, it really does look 10 times better. Mark.
Sure.
Just to show exactly how easy 1, 2, 3 this
1, 2, 3 ABC.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Just to show how simple this process is of removing the fender, I'm gonna just start a little stopwatch for us. Go. So the tool that Mark and I have been using to get all of these spot welds off, or at least most of them off, is a handheld belt sander, which is a tool that I had never heard of before I started this project. This was like $100. Milwaukee makes one that's battery powered. This one's obviously air powered. That one though is about 2.5 times the price of an air powered one. But it would be really nice, and I would probably get the battery-powered one if I ever planned to do this job again, which I don't. Hours, 2 hours, 34 minutes. I would say that we finished this in less than half the time it took us to do the other side. I mean, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Shout out to V-Tuned Garage. I basically used your video replacing these recorders as a Bible. So.
I feel like it's like super easy compared to like the drill, like trying to drill out the spot welds.
Yeah.
This tool was a whole lot better.
The handheld bell sander is goated.
The next step for the quarter panels will be one we're not personally attempting, hole punching and spot welding or otherwise permanently affixing the new quarter panels onto the car. That's a little bit too specialized of a process for us to confidently attempt.
So we've just got this casually like stuck on here, and just to make sure that the quarter panel is all fitting up. We have a new taillight to replace the very broken one that was on the car. There you have it, folks. Easy as 1, 2, 3. I think this is the original trunk lid from the S2000, from Jackie's S2000. The key works, kind of. I think he took this off in anticipation of the number of wings he was going to put onto it.
Easy as pie. It's almost back to factory. What do you want, a daily driver? I hear it gives gasoline.
We swapped over the trunk latch mechanism and rubber mounts from the heavily abused trunk that had been on the car and started lining up the original trunk lid with the new quarters we had resting on the car. The next day, I rolled into the shop with a fresh door for the S2000 that I'd literally bought earlier that morning.
Well, I just came back from Northern Virginia, picked up a Silverstone silver driver's side door. This one has a good bit of damage here. It's like literally bent a bit. This has been hit somewhere and it looks like pulled back into shape slightly. This is an AP1 door, so as you can see, it does not have the red inserts of the door panels that came with this car, but also it is missing the cubby with the netting, which is a huge downside.
This is where AP2 shines.
Yeah, the best part about the AP2 versus
is the cubby.
Is the cubby. Well, basically, we want the tweeter and we want the cubby. And I think that these things should be able to transfer over, and then this panel should be able to transfer over into this door.
Let's hope, because this one, it doesn't have any mold on it. That one kind of, it's a little bit.
This one's a little bit gross.
We went ahead and mounted the door up, blissfully ignorant of the fact that the AP1 and AP2 door harnesses are different. The AP1 door harness has an 18-pin connector, and the AP2, which my S2000 is, has a 20-pin connector. So the door harness will need to be swapped over.
Got my whole head in here. Simple as ABC. And there you have it. You have an AP1 door harness. Now we're going to put a AP2 harness in an AP1 door.
there you go. My multicolored S2000. All we're missing now are front fenders, a hood, and a rear bumper. And an interior. So, you know, we're missing some more stuff. All that being said, on Monday, which it's Friday today, we are going to take the car and get these welded on at a legitimate body shop. So we'll actually have rear quarters that are brand new and almost ready for paint. In the meantime, we're going to change gears a little bit, and we're going to do the first fluid flush on the engine since it was installed in the car. Another successful visit to Advance, and look at what we drove. We drove Mark's S2000. Mark, why don't you give us a little intro to the car?
Well, it's a stock 2.2. Everything on it is stock.
Mark, what do you call this valve cover color that you went with?
Wrinkle absent.
Wrinkle absent, yeah. Anytime I need to figure out what the heck is actually my car's supposed to look like, I just walk outside and look at Mark's.
Needs a little love, but you know, it'll get there one day.
K&N intake, obviously, but other than that, it's just like all stock.
It's pretty much all stock. It's got some coilovers on it. I don't know exactly what it is, but I need to get some fortunes on it like ASAP. I'm gonna do a new soft top, clean up the paint, and just ride it.
Okay, so again, this is the first time that this oil is being drained since we broke the motor in. And honestly, I would not even say that the motor's fully broken in yet. Oh yeah, look at that. Just a little sample. Looks fine. It's not overly used. We went to 10,000 RPM on this a couple of times. And I don't know, 40 or 50 dyno pulls.
So when you have a oil, it is like 9 quarts. So it has a lot of oil and put it all in it. So
that's why I got so much. So yeah, we're still gonna continue to run conventional oil because the motor has very little in the way of mileage on it. Ben Simmons. Missed. Keon Johnson. Okay, this one's the charm. Peyton Watson. Patrick Baldwin. We'll get one eventually. Blake Wesley. Wendell Moore. Garrett Temple. Oh, it actually just came off the backboard. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
I took the S10K over to Steve at Choice Collision here in Central Virginia, and he used Mark's S2000 as a reference for panel gap.
So I'm gonna tap the bottom out, and hopefully that'll help the taillight rotate in at the top. I'm getting ready to grind the metal on the inside of the quarter panel. Well, I want to use a structural glue, so this whole area here needs to be to bare metal, and it has to actually have some sort of grit in it. It has to have some sort of bite for the metal and the glue to hold together.
While we had the quarter panels off, and since I haven't listened to the radio on purpose for about 15 years, I asked Steve to block off the radio antenna hole for a cleaner look.
Might work.
Ta-da!
So basically I'm going to coat it, and it's a weld-through primer. That way there won't be any rust issues down the road. Well, we just did the final fitment on the S2000. Fault gaps across the board because it had been wrecked. It was a track car before. But we just got everything fine-tuned. We have a consistent gap here. It's flush now to the trunk. Tail light had a really large gap. You could get a lot of stuff in here. Now that's nice and tight. And then we also have consistency on the other side as well. The door gap is looking fantastic. We're ready to pull this back off and do the final process to get it ready to weld and glue. Any long run that the panel just lays down easily, I'll use structural glue. The new panel is going to have glue on it. Where we're gluing to is going to have glue on it, and then we also run a third bead of glue and sandwich it together. And in order for that to stay, we have to put vice grips every so often. That'll save from a lot of welding. So we'll use that where I really like to not weld, door jam and all that. And then the rest of it, we've already pre-drilled our holes. So we'll weld a litany of stuff back here for the rear body panel. That's just my preference. And then after that, it'll be on permanent.
What do you think?
I mean, that's pretty rock solid. Steve, he's just really great at getting this correct. We would have never been able to do this. The trunk looks a whole lot better than it did when we first started this.
Look how beautiful this antenna delete is.
I need an antenna. I love the radio. I don't know, I was kind of glad to also do it. I mean, body work is definitely not my forte. And, you know, I kind of learned a little bit more through you.
Ah, yes, me, the teacher. Here's a little before and after. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It's a big job, but I don't think that it's a insurmountably difficult job. Basically, we watched a video on YouTube, and then we realized this is probably as easy as 1, 2, 3. We went and bought a tool. We did, granted, already own flathead screwdrivers and air compressors. That was kind of all it took to take the quarter panels off. And then anybody can take their car to a body shop. I don't know if every body shop will work on an aftermarket car like this.
It's good to know people.
It is good to know people for sure. Mark being friends with Steve and all that definitely helps. But yeah, I don't think that this is like some kind of crazy job. Yeah, the car, it's really satisfying. It's coming together, you know, piece by piece. And boy, pretty soon it'll look almost as good as yours.
Let's hope it'll look better. I kind of need to repaint it just a little bit.
So do I.
But yeah, soon enough we'll be rolling together, S2000 buddies.